Hey tubers! Welcome back to the Horde. One of the cool things about having a Horde is people just like bring stuff over and leave it here. So I came out this morning and I discovered this by the garage door, and quite honestly it looks like it's new. Turns out a lot of the contractors around here buy equipment they need to do a job and write it off on one shot, right? Just do a one-time tax write-off with it. And then when they need it again, they just buy it again. I guess this stuff from Harbor Freight is cheap enough to do that for them. Anyway, let's get it out of the box and see what's wrong with it. I already pulled the gas cap and gave it a sniff. Somebody put gas in it, so I don't think it's brandy new, but it doesn't look like it has that many hours. Anyway, let's take its first look together. So obviously it came with the box. You guys saw the toolkit, and it came, I guess, with half the instructions. So better half than none. This is what it looks like. I gotta be honest, I don't know this thing's ever been used. Right? I mean, it looks pretty. Sometimes you could tell, yeah, there are a couple of scratches here. So maybe it was used once. I don't know if that's the case. It might have been used and then it decided not to restart. Well, oil looks real pretty. Wouldn't it be cool if this thing started like on the first or second try? Now, I'm just kind of looking at the top of it, hoping to see a date code from somewhere. Sometimes you could see if there's a little dust or something there. And look at that exhaust system. I can't wait to ask my buddy Chuck what's the story behind this one. Alright, so it's full of oil, and the gas appears to be turned to off. I don't know how much gas is in here. It smells like gas. Normally they have a little thing that hangs on to that. Let's see if we can get this out of here. There's a little bit of gas in there. Smells good. Looks pretty good. I don't know, I'm going to give it a couple of rip cords, maybe hit it with some starting fluid, see what it wants to do. I figured I'd put the camera on it, see if this puppy would start. Right, switch is on. Choke. By the way, cold start, right. I put some gas in it, and let's see what she wants to do. Well, I'm good for about 3 pulls. I think it's time for starting fluid. Here's what the air filter looks like. I would say it's a little discolored, but it kind of looks that way on both sides, even on the inside. So I don't know. Anyway, starting fluid. Sounds like it might not be pulling gas. Yeah, it seems to run on the starting fluid and then it dies. Let's take a quick look, see if the carburetor's getting gas. And then if not, we'll have to, or if it is, then we'll have to drop it. So the fuel was on. I'm going to turn it off, pop this hose off, see if anything drips out, and I anticipate it does. Probably what happened is somebody used it, then didn't use it, and the carburetor clogged up. That's my guess. Hose is off, and we have well, we have no, it's got to be tilted over to get fuel out of it. That's interesting. I'll put some more fuel in it, see if that helps. So I put about a half a tank in it, and still nothing. If I tilt it, I'll get fuel out of there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a little tilt action, see if we can't get it started. I want to see if this thing generates power before I put all kinds of crazy time and effort into it. So you guys could see I got a pretty good tilt on it with this board, and I got the choke on, and still a cold start. Let's see what she wants to do. Well, that looks good. Sounds good. Let me get a grinder. Well, it's been running for a minute. May as well run the carburetor out of fuel. Check it out, we got a pilot light. Gas off. I'll fire it up again and let it run low. So I'll give my buddy Chuck a quick call and see why he dropped it off. He's probably going to tell me it would only run when it was full of gas. So what's next for this? These 4 bolts come out. The fuel valve has to spin out of the tank and see what's wrong. Normally what they are is they're a section of filter, and maybe the bottom section of the filter's clogged up, so it's only taking gas from the top. Anyway, it shouldn't be that big a deal to fix. These generators, these small ones like this, are handy, right? 2000 surge watts, typically for your just standard, no big deal refrigerator, plain Jane refrigerator. Those will work with that. Obviously, it'll do. The grinder, a lot of times with these, and I don't think this has an inverter to it, I get a little nervous about running TV sets and electronics. I'm afraid it's going to cause trouble. And for running the big stuff, like if you have a 120 volt well, I think you'd be asking a lot of this thing to fire up that pump motor, especially if you don't drain pressure out of the system first, or trying to fire up a compressor, especially if it's got air that it's trying to push against. If you have 90 psi in there when the compressor cycles. So here we have it. Not a bad little project for Sunday. I went to Rhinebeck yesterday and had an unbelievable day. I mean, wait until you guys see what I brought home. I mean, we're talking Rhinebeck turned into a mega deal, just to give you guys a bit of a hint. Anyway, remember, feet down, heads up, and don't forget to get out and enjoy each and every day. By the way, Steve, I got the battery charging in your ATC 200 ES.